Secretary Tell, you just moved $1.4 billion out of other projects to the Everglades. Who told you to do that?
Chairman Kennedy, thank you for the question. The law that included that for which those funds were derived gave the Army the flexibility to reallocate funds, and in many cases, these projects were appropriated.
Who told you to do that?
The law gave us flexibility to.
You did that on your own? That's your testimony?
We followed the notification procedures that were required under that law.
Yeah, but you made that decision.
Yes.
Senator John Kennedy erupted during a tense hearing after accusing an Army Corps official of secretly redirecting billions toward the Everglades. The explosive exchange quickly turned into a battle over transparency, political pressure, and who really ordered the money transfer.
Secretary Tell, you just moved $1.4 billion out of other projects to the Everglades. Who told you to do that?
Chairman Kennedy, thank you for the question. The law that included that for which those funds were derived gave the Army the flexibility to reallocate funds, and in many cases, these projects were appropriated.
Who told you to do that?
The law gave us flexibility to.
You did that on your own? That's your testimony?
We followed the notification procedures that were required under that law.
Yeah, but you made that decision.
Yes, sir, I did.
And nobody told you to do it?
No, sir.
Okay. Where'd you get that 1.4? And you're asking for more money now for the Everglades, is that right?
Well, Senator, there's $46 billion.
Are you asking for more money now? For
the President's budget includes $446 million for Everglades restoration. That's correct, sir.
In addition to the $1.4 billion that you just took out of other projects?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay. What projects did you take that $1.4 billion for the Everglades out of?
Senator, I'd have to get back to you on the sources.
You don't remember?
There's multiple. There are multiple sources, but
yeah,
the sources were
which ones?
They were from past acts like the Infrastructure and Job Creation Act, the BBA 18, and DRSA.
You took it out of the West Shore project in Louisiana, didn't you?
No, sir.
You took it out of the Lake Pontchartrain project in Louisiana, didn't you?
No, sir. That project is underway.
You took it out of the Comite project in Louisiana, didn't you?
No, sir, I did not.
You took it out of a project in East Baton Rouge Parish, didn't you?
No, sir.
How about the Grand Isle project?
No, sir. That
You're
project.
telling me you didn't take any money out of these at anybody's instruction to spend on the Everglades while you're asking for even more Everglades money in the current budget?
Senator, the projects that you just listed in Louisiana are all on track. Those are great projects. We've been working to deliver those.
So your testimony is that you, on your own, nobody told you to do it. You took money out of these projects, but they're still on course to spend extra money in the Everglades. Is that your testimony, Mr. Secretary?
No, sir. That is not my testimony.
Okay. Tell me what your testimony is then.
There are aged funds throughout, the $46 billion total in aged funds, some of them more than 10 years old. This is a disgrace. I mean, we have $46 billion that Congress has provided to us that we haven't found the ability to execute. There are other projects that do have the ability to execute. And when we have aged funds that can be applied to something that will save lives and protect critical ecosystem restoration projects, those are things that where we use the authorities that have been provided.
I'm going to come back to this, but you know, God gave me the right to remain silent, but not the ability. You know, I have protected you and the Corps every step of the way up here. I have defended the Corps when some of my colleagues wanted to dog cuss you and change you, and I have defended you. But I don't understand this moving money to the Everglades. And we're going to have a prayer session about that. You want to talk about how best to make the Corps efficient? Tell us the truth. I don't believe you did this alone, Mr. Secretary. I think somebody told you to do it.
Mr. Chairman, we'll be happy to.
Wait a minute, Mr. Secretary, I'm talking. I want to know who it was, and I want to know why you did it. And I don't believe you that this money didn't come out of somebody's hide. Okay? You can't spit in my face and tell me it's raining. That's how I feel. Those are my questions for now, but I'll have others. Madam Vice Chair, do you have some?
I do. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Senator John Kennedy opened the hearing with sharp skepticism after learning that $1.4 billion had been reallocated toward Everglades restoration projects. From the start, Kennedy focused on one central issue: whether the Army Corps of Engineers made the decision independently or acted under political pressure from higher authorities. His questioning immediately put the official on the defensive, setting the tone for one of the most combative exchanges of the hearing. The Army Corps official insisted multiple times that the reallocation was permitted under existing law and that the Corps had flexibility to move funds from older appropriations. But Kennedy was clearly unconvinced. He repeatedly asked, "Who told you to do that?" trying to pin down whether someone inside the administration directed the move behind closed doors. The official maintained that he personally approved the action, but Kennedy openly challenged the credibility of that explanation. As the questioning intensified, Kennedy began listing Louisiana infrastructure and flood protection projects one by one, demanding to know whether funding had been diverted away from them to support the Everglades initiative. Each denial from the official seemed only to deepen Kennedy's frustration. The senator argued that money does not simply appear without consequences and suggested that communities expecting federal support may ultimately pay the price when priorities shift elsewhere. The most dramatic moment came when Kennedy accused the official of not being fully truthful with Congress. In a fiery statement, he declared, "You can't spit in my face and tell me it's raining." That line transformed the hearing from a technical budget discussion into a deeply personal confrontation over trust, accountability, and federal transparency. Kennedy also reminded the official that he had historically defended the Army Corps against criticism from other lawmakers, making his frustration even more striking. By the end of the exchange, the hearing reflected a larger political battle playing out across Washington: who controls federal spending priorities and how transparent those decisions really are. Supporters of the Everglades funding may argue that ecosystem restoration and disaster prevention are urgent national priorities. Critics, however, see the reallocation as another example of politically connected projects receiving special treatment while other states fight for infrastructure dollars. Regardless of where viewers stand, the confrontation underscored growing public distrust over how billions in taxpayer money are managed behind the scenes.